Well, here we are, Thoughts from the Office, Rednecks Pride Outdoors. March 15th, the last day of New Jersey trapping season. But to be honest with you, for the last 2 weeks, my head's been into wildlife control, because it always is. But more importantly, it's been into turkey hunting and turkey calls and what have you. A lot of folks will ask me, why is it New Jersey's season doesn't open up until the end of April? And well, it's a northern state, number one. You know, you get in your southern states, a lot of those states down there, Florida, Georgia, what have you. I believe they're starting in March 1st, March 2nd. I think most of those southern states are in it now. But New Jersey doesn't start until the end of April. And the reason I'm told for that is that they want our turkeys to get through the breeding season, if you will, the majority of the breeding season. And they want the hens to be bred, and that way when the hunter is out there hunting turkeys, that the hens, once they start setting on their eggs, that late in the season, if they've been setting on their eggs, they're less likely to abandon the nest by being disturbed if people walk past them and flush them off the nest. That's the reason I'm told that New Jersey has the last of the April season start, and then we go almost till June. Pennsylvania and New York, I believe they are a week behind us, I believe, and I believe that they are the same reason for the breeding season, to get through, let the majority of the hens get bred, and then get them to the stage to where once they're setting on the nest for X amount of days, they're less likely to abandon that nest if they're disrupted or harassed. Okay? So what's that got to do with us as turkey hunters? Well, the biggest complaint is the birds are more quiet. The birds are not talking as much, the toms. I hear a lot of folks say the reason the gobblers stopped talking that much in April, May, and June, or April and May, is because of the coyote pressure and all that stuff. You know, I used to believe that, but I don't anymore. I believe it's because the tom spends the whole month of March, or half of March anyway, and the month of April breeding, to where, hate to put it this way, that old boy's just plumb tuckered out. Okay? He's just plumb tuckered out. And he's not a teenage boy in a mall with a bunch of girls with miniskirts on. Okay? Anymore. Now, he is now. Or will be. You know, I haven't heard any gobblers going off on the roost yet. That's not to say they haven't. It's just I haven't heard it, and I haven't really been looking hard to hear them on the roost. I will now, starting next week, I will go into my serious scouting modes, and that's what I'm talking to you about today. Because if you wait until the season to come to do your scouting, you may have a rough time. One of the what I've learned over, I don't know how many years I've been turkey hunting now. 90s, early 90s. Okay, so that's what, 30 years, I guess. You know, when you get in the late season and the birds are not talking that much, or they're only talking in the tree, and then as soon as they hit the ground, they shut up. It makes it rough if you are a runner and gunner or a locate and call. And that's what I enjoy. That's how I was taught, and that's traditional. Okay, most people today want to set in a blind, and that's fine. But that's deer hunting to me. The only time I'm going to set in a blind is when it's raining. And then if it's raining, what am I going to do? I'm going to go to a green field, and I'm going to wait them out. Now, if that's what you want to do, then that's what you do. I'm not bashing that. Like I said, if it's raining or if I'm lazy that day, I'm going to do the same thing, all right? Got no problem with that. But my love is running and gunning. And running and gunning is a problem because once you get into that May season, okay, that May time, they're not talking a lot. And I personally believe it's not because of the coyote. I don't believe it's because of the pressure. And you know why? You know why I say that? I'll tell you this. Because in June, many times I will hear a peak or a spike in gobbling when our seasons are closed. I just believe that they're just plumb tuckered out. I think they've been bred. And when you when you think about the reality, how nature plays out in the real turkey, we as turkey hunters are trying to call the tom to us by using the hen sounds. And that's how we do it. But the truth of the matter is this. In true nature, in the real way things work, the gobbler calls the hen to him. The gobbler's gobbling, and he stages, and he says, "Here I am, honey." And she says, "Okay, I'm coming," when she's ready to breed. If she's not ready to breed, she just walks off of him. That's why you see those poor old toms in late March and early April walking around like they're all befuddled in a flock of 20 hens. And they're saying, is there anybody here that's a taker? And they're all saying, nope, nope, nope. Now, the more you get into calling and the more you get into turkey and the more you open your ears and listen to turkeys, there are sounds that those turkeys are making, those hens especially, that will somewhat tell that old boy, you can romance me now. Okay, but in general, that old boy is just sitting there waiting for the sign, the physical sign of her saying, "All right, here I am." Okay. Well, what am I telling you? I'm giving you a little bit of information here. Again, I've been turkey hunting for a long time. I'm not known as a turkey hunter by a lot of people because, frankly, I don't let it out. I guess I do let it out, but most people don't know that I used to guide a little bit. Most people don't know that I've called in many of birds. Most people know that I'm just a turkey call maker. Right? But I study turkey behavior, and this is what I'm trying to talk to you guys and gals. When it comes to season, and you wait to learn, or you wait to scout, or you wait to figure out what the birds are doing, you're behind the 8 ball. Bad. So you want to get out there now. You want to get out there once a week or whatever, and you want to find your flocks. You want to find your sign. You want to find your scratchings. You want to find all those physical traits that tell you the birds are in the area. Then you want to go on out there and tree dawn, And you want to listen to the temperature of what I call the gobblers. Now, they're going to be hot. And they're going to be talking a lot. And you don't have to get close. All you got to do is just stay a couple 100 yards away and just listen to them. And you'll hear those hens. Even with my bad hearing, I need hearing aids. My son-in-law is a hearing aid, whatever you call them guys, you know. And he keeps telling me, get your stinking, quit, swallow your pride and get your hearing aids. All them years of shooting and all them years of hammering and inside houses and stuff like that is paying a toll in your ears. I can still hear a gobble gobble, and I can still hear a hen talk. All right? So you're going to use now, mid-March to the end of March, to go out and you're going to use it to scout. You're going to find that area that the birds are in. Now, the flocks are still broke up. You got, typically what I mean by that is you have your hens in one flock. You have your big toms and your bigger birds in another flock. And as the breeding season is coming on, then you're going to start to see that bigger, you're going to see that gobbler flock, tom flock, you're going to see them break up and go into the hen flocks. Now, what's important to remember is this: what you find in the last 2 weeks of March and the first 2 weeks of April is not an absolute location. It's a starting point, but they won't be far from them. As our fields start to green up, they'll start to gravitate to those green fields. Why? Because as the grass is growing, what is that producing? Insects, bugs, all kinds of creepy crawly things. Right now in South Jersey, our turkeys are down in those, on the edges of those swamps and in those woods still, and they're picking the skunk cabbage is starting to break the ground here pretty soon, if it hasn't already. They're hitting the green growth in the woods, the buds, and they're still scratching inside the woods for the stuff underneath the leaf matter. All right, but start your scouting now, because they won't be far off of it. And then you keep an eye on your flocks. Is the flock that you're seeing right now, is it only toms and only hens, or is it combining up? Because once you see the big toms and the hens combined, that's when you want to really get serious on your scouting. I've got 2 locations for the end of March, probably in April. Probably going to do it the first 2 weeks of April. 2 locations, one in the south, one in the northern section, where we're going to be giving free turkey hunting seminar. Rednecks Pride, ACP Rednecks Pride Outdoors is going to be putting these seminars on, and I will be going through a lot of this stuff that is not traditional turkey talking, turkey hunting. All right, we're gonna give you redneck style. I'm going to show you how to turkey hunt the way I've turkey hunted over about 30 years or so. Okay. So, in another video, I'm going to talk about scouting once you know the breeding season is on, because that's when your real scouting starts. But until then, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to leave it here. Thoughts from the office, Rednecks Pride Outdoors.